Absolute guzzle there. At turn 1, that was an absolute disaster.
Oh, he spun!
Oh no! That's massive for Adam!
All over the rear bumper of Spin, mate. These guys are hitting each other like nothing we've ever seen before.
Jeep pulls out to the outside. Here we go again.
AEST there, he's going to go for a move here. The two Ferraris in front of him.
Jeep went wide. Jeep is
Oh!
in trouble with Schumacher. Oh, the contact.
Oh, massive contact there.
This is going to be an incredible finish for these two.
The overspeed happening. They're going to go 3 wide into
Oh.
turn 1.
There's contact there from Crazy Good Kung Fu on the way in. He tries to retrace and gets his way.
Shoved out wide. Oh, huge contact.
This is fantastic. On the outside though in turn 1.
As he chucks it down the inside anyway. What is this? Oh my gosh! What a move from GTR!
Hello everybody, we are back here at Sector 1 for the final Community Series race of the season. We are here, of course, at the Temple of Speed. Monza is the track, 11 corners, 5.982 kilometers on this track. Did I say 11 kilometers? Or I meant to say 11 quarters if I did. But my name is Lenosis, and joining me here in the commentary box tonight is Carbon Boy. How are we doing tonight, Carbon Boy?
Good evening, Lenosis. I'm doing very, very well now that I've got a stomach full of food. How about yourself?
Yeah, doing pretty alright. Just getting ready to watch the awesome Community Series action here tonight that we've been seeing on track ever since round 2 down at Daytona there, slotting itself in between the Group A and Group B weeks we had back then. So, yeah, we've had some awesome racing up and down the field throughout the 11 rounds that we've had since then. And, yeah, looking forward to the series of events tonight. Should be a good night of racing. As always, it's 2 20-minute races. Second one being reverse grid, which comes immediately after the 10-minute qualifying, which is about to get underway. So I don't think we keep everybody waiting here too much longer. What do you say we get straight into qualifying here, Carbon Boy?
Once the remaining driver has ticked in, I can do that.
Oh, it's John. Always John.
We have John and Levenspiel who need to kick in. If they could do that for me, that would be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. So in the meantime, let's just talk about who we've got on track tonight. So we have a lot of familiar names from the Sector 1 main game. From all 4 divisions as well. Can I say that? No. Yes, from all 4 divisions. We have from Division 2, we've got the likes of Black Friday, and from Div 3, we have Levenspiel, Killer, Bumcrack, yourself, Carbon Boy, and we've got from Div 1, we got John, and
Faf,
and
Morgan
Morgan's
Davies
there as well, yeah. And from Division 4, the Division 4 represent, we have Renegade, who is out on track tonight, and we have a couple or a pair of new guys here to Sector 1, or Community, I should say. We've got Kaizen, he's returning driver as well. He's sporting the Brocchia 5 sim racing car tonight. And we've also got a new name in D Neko 69 in the Obsession Motorsports car. So yeah, it should be a good night of racing. From what we've seen so far in the practice sessions, it's going to be very spicy. The pack isn't too far spread apart, so expect some tight racing, and the Community Series, that's always what we get. Some tight, close racing. Should be good watch as qualifying is about to get underway.
I've just made a critical error.
what has happened, Carbon Boy? Did you just close the lobby?
I had to mission abort.
Oh.
Mission abort.
Oh dear. What was the issue there, Carbon Boy?
Operator error, I would dare say.
Oh. Okay. While we've got the time,
Give me 2 minutes if you can burn some time for me.
okay. Let's have a look to the chat. We see Robert Rice in chat, Muffin in chat, Debrev. Thanks for showing up tonight, everybody. It's good to see you all. Thank you for the turnout tonight. We have 7 people currently in chat. And yes, Devil's Reject Racing. Yes, the lobby has been aborted due to some sort of something. I'm not too sure. Carbon Boy refuses to elaborate, but let's just take his word for it. Something was wrong.
Yeah, the race director had a brain fade. We'll leave it at that.
Okay, as we're just getting the lobby up and running once again. Okay, is the lobby back up and running, Carbon Boy?
It is back up and running. I have 7 drivers in here, 8 now. Everybody's coming back in very, very quickly, which is good to see. Thank you to all the drivers for bearing with my stupidity, and also for the viewers of the YouTube stream as well. You can 100% put this one on me.
Well, I didn't even get to the track. They've just been staring at the at the slideshow the whole time. Everything's been happening, and then yeah. So yeah, it shouldn't be too far away. I mean, we are a little bit behind schedule now, but that wouldn't hurt. Everybody can sit around for a couple of extra minutes.
What else is new? It's looking like it's going to be a fairly quick race tonight, because I've been watching in the practice lobbies, and there are guys setting some very rapid times in the low 47 vicinity, which I've got to say is actually a lot faster than my capability in this car. So
yeah,
to say I have concerns.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting car, as a lot of people wouldn't pick it to be the dominant car that we would have seen over the last 2 weeks. The Supra being a clear favourite, winning all 4 divisions, I believe. No, Revs won in Div 4 in the GTR. So I'm just completely wrong with that statement. But that being said, the Genesis, it is a bit one of the quicker cars in a straight line. Very torquey. It's able to get out of the corners, slow speed corners, very fast. Especially the Redfish chicane turns 1 and 2, and the De La Roggia chicane turns 4 and 5. So, as we're getting into qualifying now, here we go.
Yes, the race director finally has his things together.
Yeah, so this car setting very similar lap times to what we saw in Division 1 from a couple of the guys on track. So, yeah, expect to see some rapid times. As the session has started here in the Community Series, the first car out on track is your race director as well, Carbon Boy, in the Doghouse car. And apparently, I've been told he's got a very special decal on this car. I can't quite see it at the moment.
Rear quarter panel above the wheel arch.
Rear quarter panel above the... Yes, there it is. You can see the little orange decal. Try and get a closer look as he comes around Curva Grande. And we can't
Very
quite...
thoughtfully made for me by the stranger, one of our resident livery lords.
As we'll figure out what it says a little bit later on. We'll leave the cliffhanger for a second. But just behind Carbon Boy in the Doghouse car is a CP car, a blue CP car at that, in PLE Black Friday. Normally in the main game a CP, a Red Mist driver, but he's traded red for blue and he's here tonight in the CP colours. Second man out on track. We see Kaizen, not in the main game, but he has shown us so far that he is a very quick operator in the driver's seat of the Genesis GT3 car, and he is once again sporting the Brocchio 5 colours. We see Killer on the Loose in fourth man on track, sporting the Black Rose Penrite livery in the Genesis. And just behind him, we see FAF, the first of our Division 1 runners, running the Hooncorp Petman livery, as he's been overtaken by the new man on the block. It's the Obsession Motorsports car with Dean Nico 69 at the wheel. And looking further down into P7, we see Mr. Bumcrack in the Respawn Esports car. Nice livery on that Genesis as well. The 222, the race number of the team owner there, Atom. In P8, we see Renegade, the Div 4 represent in the Lightning Motorsports car based off the Castrol livery there. It's a nice car, that. And in P9, we see Levenspiel, another Red Mist driver who is running a Red Mist livery here. That's the Green Beacon car there. Just behind him on track, we see Boybegum sporting the yellow and black of the Bacchus car, based off the Frosty DeWalt car. So nice livery that. Good to see it back out on track. And last but not least, we see the other Division 1 driver in John 27 TCT sporting the Kraken Esports DJR Mustang livery. Looking awesome as always, as he's lagging a little bit behind the rest of the pack. So as we have a look back up front, as Carbon Boy, it looks like, barring any mistake, he'll be the first to set a lap time here into the braking zone of the Ascari chicane. Just nibbling at those sausage curbs on the power, using all of that available curb. On the run down to Parabolica, or should I say Albert, as we've been calling it over the last 2 weeks here on the Sector 1 channel. The Lambs on the brakes around the 75-metre point. Gets it turned in, trail braking all the way to the apex on the power, maximising the exit on the huge run down towards the Renfield chicane. What's the lap time going to be for Carbon Boy as he gets overtaken on the line by Black Friday? Black Friday goes to P1, Kaizen P2, Killer on the Loose P3, Carbon Boy P4, and Nico goes P5. FAF to the top of the times there as well with a 1:47.9. See a little bit of chopping changing down the order. Levenspiel to P5, Bumcrack P6, Renegade 7th. As the first flood of lap times have come in, the Bacchus car, controlled by Boybegum, puts himself into P8 there. Carbon Boy falls to 10th, and John will be the final car to set a lap time as well, as he barrels down towards the start-finish line now. And he puts himself into P3, second row start, provisionally, of course, for the Kraken Esports car. Won't be too annoyed about that one, I would imagine, for John, as yeah, the timing screen's saying that lap was invalidated, which it was definitely not invalidated. Oh, huge moment for John there. Manages to hold on to it and steps on the power on the exit of the Renfield chicane. Looking back up to our provisional pole setter as he's under a lot of pressure from... Oh no, he's pressuring Nico, I should say, the Hooncorp car on top of the Obsession car, and the Obsession driver does the correct thing and lets him through, peels off to the side, lets him through, which is nice sportsmanship to see. As we have a look back to Black Friday as well, goes P2 with that first lap, but he's going to be well and truly down on this lap. Dare I say he's had an incident somewhere on track. Just dropped him towards the back of this leading pack, or qualifying pack, I should say, as Kaizen, Kaizen puts himself into P2 onto the front row of the grid, as we see a couple more lap times popping in, as Renegade puts himself into P6 there, ahead of Killer on the Loose, just behind Levenspiel. It's a good lap from Kaizen there, 48.2. He'll be pretty happy with that, but FAF improves his lap time even more by 0.3 or so. Puts in a 47.6.
That was a very impressive lap by Kaizen there, especially so when you take into account the fact that he was being held up by yours truly.
As John is in the pits for a new set of rubber. Interesting strategy with such short qualifying, but let's see what he can make do with the new rubber tyres on his car. The new Michelin soft tyres. As FAF has a penalty, so this lap will be invalidated. But looking back, just behind him to man in P9, the debutant here in Sector 1 Community Series. It is D-Neko69, and he is blue. He's only been able to muster a 149.1 at the moment, but he will have the slipstream from the pole sitter all the way down this back stretch of road as FAF serves that penalty. Might get overtaken, yes he will, by the Obsession car. Hopefully he can use that slingshot to improve his lap time. Currently sitting in P9, he's going to be well and truly up looking at the sector splits at the moment. Barrels down towards the start-finish line. 6, 7, 8. Oh, he can only go a couple of tenths quicker there. So gains one position from that one as we see a couple more times popping in. We see John into P4. Renegade goes ahead of Livingspiel and Boybegum into P5. Livingspiel drops to P7 after being knocked off by Boybegum there. So these guys are going to get one more lap after this one to set a good qualifying lap to set the grid for race number 1 here in the Community Series.
I do think I will have to set the grid manually, as we did have a late addition to the lobby in the form of Morgan Davies.
Yeah, I think he disconnected or left at the start of qualifying, so I'm not too sure what's happening there for Morgan. Maybe just wants to start from the rear of the grid, or he's accidentally or had some sort of disconnect. As we have a look to the chat, we see some more people in the chat. We see Bumcrack in chat, Morgan Davey, Snake Eyes, Atoms in chat, and The Stranger. Hello everybody, thanks for joining us here on a gorgeous Thursday night, wherever you are joining us from. Thank you for sitting here and giving us your undivided attention here on the Sector 1 Sim Racing YouTube channel. As we're into the final minute of the qualifying session here at Monza for the Community Series. Currently leading the way is the Hooncorp car with FAF at the helm, who is giving a slipstream to the Obsession car once again. One more lap as these guys are going to cross the start-finish line for one more lap. We see a new lap from Kaizen, and Carbon Boy slots himself into P8. Kaizen improves his lap time but can't improve his position, and neither of those two improving their lap. We see both Renegade and Bumcrack improving their lap. Renegade into P4. He goes ahead of the Division 1 driver of John, which is a very handy lap from the Division 4 driver there. Wow.
Somebody's been practicing.
Yeah, absolutely. As we have a look around as well. A little bit of chopping and changing here as well. Kenon Loose and Nico, 1,000 separate them two at the bottom of the pile. But Nico, he's 2/10 purple at the moment. Blue, I should say, not purple. As the qualifying session, this will be the final lap for everybody. John goes ahead of Renegade, quite crucially there, with a 148 flat. I don't think John will be too happy with that one. I've seen him go much quicker in this car at this track, so P4, it's not going to be where John wanted to be starting this race, as he could tumble even further depending on what happens in the tail half of this final lap for these guys. See Black Friday coming up to the sector split. What's it going to be as he crosses the timing line? He's down by 3/10. As we see, Kaizen will be the first one to cross the start-finish line and put in his bid for pole position. Is he up? Is he down? It's going to be a tight one as he barrels towards the finish line. 6, 7. It's only enough for P2 for Kaizen. As we see Carbon Boy improves to P6. Good lap for Carbon Boy there. As we see the lap times rolling in. As Nico sets a 48 flat, goes into P6. We see Bumcrack into P3. As the last few guys roll across the line.
Solid lap from the plumber there.
Great lap from the plumber to put himself into third. As you see, Renegade, he's not going to improve. He's well and truly down. As we see Boybegum cross the line, he is well and truly down. And that's how it will settle. That's how the dust settles here for the Community Series qualifying. Woof.
I've just had a message from another latecomer to the lobby in the form of Div 2 driver DP Mario. And just wishing to know if he could start from the back of the grid, and the answer to that is a resounding yes.
That is good to hear, as we would have needed to reset the lobby for Morgan Davey as well. So yeah, we'll just have a look.
I'm just going to screenshot those results, otherwise I'm not going to know what's going on and who's qualifying where.
As we have a look at the qualifying results for the 10-minute qualifying session that we just had here in the Community Series. FAF takes the pole position with a 1:47.292 for the Hooncorp Genesis. Kaizen, a whopping... Oh my, I didn't realize FAF improved, actually. That's a 47.2. That is an absolutely whopping lap time for the Hooncorp driver. But Kaizen will join FAF alongside on the front row. 6/10 the gap back to P2. So FAF has absolutely whitewashed this field here. And Bumcrack overperforming here. He takes P3 in the respawn car. Just a couple of hundredths behind Kaizen. Black Friday, the resident Division 2 driver here in the field, will take P4. John 27T to CT will have to settle for 5th place in the end there. Nico will take 6th in the Obsession car. Renegade will be 7th. Carbon Boy will be starting 8th in the Doghouse car. Livingspiel 9th. Boybegum 10th in the Dadson car. And Killer on the Loose will be rounding out the pack here in the Penrite Black Rose car. So I think it's going to be up to Carbon Boy to see how he starts Mario and Morgan. I believe because Morgan technically was there for the start of the session, that I mean, well, it's up to you, Carbon Boy. Sort them out however you want.
Well, I'm going to put Morgan second last and Mario's last, simply in order of which that they joined the lobby.
Yeah, that seems like the sensible thing to do. As the grid is just reforming now. Shouldn't be too much longer before we get into our Community Series racing action here at the Temple of Speed. Monza.
Tell you what, the guys are really making me work a lot harder than I normally have to do.
Yeah. Instead of 1 grid reform, we get 2 grid reforms, eh?
And the fun part is I get to do this again for the race 2, which is, of course, reverse grid based off race 1 results.
Yep.
I love it. Let's go. Alrighty, so in P1 we have FAF, and where is he in my list? Come on, there he is.
Should be 3rd.
Yep, then we have Kaizen and Mr. Bumcrack. Where is...
Special hello to the newcomers in the chat at the moment. We see Crazy Good Kung Fu there, FAF in chat as well. We see Disappointed in chat as well. We see Levenspiel back in chat. Hello everybody, thanks for rocking up tonight to support the Community Series. We got 20 viewers at the moment. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button. It helps us with the YouTube algorithm, and it means that we can get a name out there for Sector 1, and yeah, I mean, it's a win-win situation. See Smashing Apex in chat as well. Thanks for joining us here tonight for the Sector 1 Community Series. As we are seconds away from starting the race number 1 here of the Sector 1 Community Series. And as always, if you're new here, race 1, it's a 20-minute race, sprint race, no pit stops needed, and you just go until the green flag to check a flag based off the qualifying results. And then race 2, we get into a bit of silly season, and we have our reverse grid based off race number 1's results. So that should always throws up a bit of action, a bit of fun here on a Thursday night. So shouldn't be too much longer before we hit the track for the first of those two.
Just double checking that grid, and we are good to go, because God help me if I get the grid order wrong, I will never hear the end of it. So I don't want that to happen. So everybody's in their correct spots, and we are on track.
And you were not wrong, Smashy Apex. One of our Division 3 guys is called Mr. Bumcrack, or as he is better known, The Plumber, owner of Kraken Esports. It isn't technically Crack, it's Crake, as you see in P3 there, as the light sequence begins. And they're 5 lights, out and away we go, racing here at Monza, the Temple of Speed. It looks like the front 2 get off to a blistering start, a little bit of a laggy start from the CP car in the background. Let's see if it's going to be chaos into turn 1. They're 2-3 wide already in the background. Oh, a little bit of contact, but these guys managed to keep it civil. Oh, huge contact on the Lightning car. Oh, no, that's a red flag. Oh, dear. That has not gone well at all. Yeah, that's 3 or 4 cars off in the background there. That's that's a red flag. It's been called by the race director. That did not go well at all. As a red flag has been called, and the drivers will be vacating the lobby momentarily.
Turn 1, Monza. Never fails. Oh dear. That's okay. We can move through this. Come on, Danico. Come on, Faf.
As we're just waiting for more driver to leave. Okay.
The joys. Yes,
as the race has been abandoned.
There we go. There we go. Alrighty.
I'm surprised that's the first red flag we have had in the last 2 weeks of racing. Yeah, we have. Wait, was there a red flag in Division 4?
I don't think there was. Let me just double check that the grid is still... No, the grid is very much not the same. So I'm going to have to do this again.
Well, lucky you, you get another one. Another opportunity.
Why am I missing a driver?
You are missing... No, there's 12.
Alright, so let's go again. We have FAF in first, Kaizen in second, Bumcrack in third, Black Friday in fourth, John in fifth, Danico in sixth, Renegade seventh, myself in eighth, Aboy Bagoon P9. Wait, 11 Spiegel. Sorry, hang on, something's not right here. We are missing one.
Who are we missing?
John, Nico, Renegade.
I thought we had 12.
We have 13. There we go. There we go.
Oh, you hadn't...
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder who we're missing.
I wonder who we're missing. Oh, the idiot on the microphone. That's what. All right, let's try this again, shall we?
Okay, take number 2 here in the Sector 1 Community Series finale at Monza, the Temple of Speed. So they're lined up on the grid. Here we go.
Tell you what, if there's a round this year that I've been race directed and I'm going to have a mare, this is probably the better one to do it.
Yeah, exactly. As the light sequence begins, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, revs rising. They are out and racing here at Monza, the Temple of Speed. Like for like, we see a great start from FAF, but a terrible start for Kaizen as he falls down the order. We see these guys 2-3 wide once again. Is it going to be chaos for a second time in a row? Oh! We see the red mist car in the background. They're 3 wide through the turn 2. Oh! As everybody manages to keep... Oh! Karma Boys lost it as they continue on. No, there's 2 cars off, 3 cars off. No, that's just 2 cars. I think they're going to continue racing as they keep going.
Yes, we are. I was a bit eager on the throttle in first gear then, and that was my undoing.
Into the Della Roggia chicane now. FAF holds the lead over Kaizen, who is under pressure from Black Friday. So these guys continue through. We see mostly clean racing here as Kieran DeLuz picks up a penalty, promotes himself up 1 position in the starting sequence as we see 4 cars from 2nd to 6th just cruising through the second Lesmo now on the run down towards Ascari. As DP Mario has made up a whopping 6 positions in the opening proceedings. That's a whopping start from DP Mario to put himself up into P7. He's made hay while the moon shines and absolutely blitzed the field through that first chicane, that Redifio chicane there. Single
to
file
make
for
hay
the most
while the
part.
sun shines, just quietly.
No, it's not. It's while the moon shines because I said it so. As they head down towards Albert now. And down towards to complete the opening lap here at the Temple of Speed in the Sector 1 Community Series. As we see a move potentially from Black Friday on Kaizen. Tries around the outside into the first turn. Oh, Kaizen holds his position there and now looking for the switchback. The CP car does, but Kaizen blocks it off well. So we have a look back down the order. DP Mario has managed to get past Renegade there in the Black Rose car as he barrels down towards through Curva Grande and down towards the Della Roggia chicane. We see Livingspiel with a half-second penalty as well as he's pressuring Nico for P8 here. Oh, gets a little bit stuck up on that grass there, but Nico manages to defend his position from the Red Mist driver. Into the Lesmos now. Manages to get the car turned in well, both of them, as Black Friday still pressuring Kaizen for this P2 position on track. They barrel down towards the Ascari chicane. And he isn't quite able to make the move on Kaizen on that particular occasion, but he might have the run down into Albert. As he does have a run indeed, that gap to 2/10, just under. As he might be able to chuck down the inside. No, stay sensible there. Black Friday holds position from Kaizen. As we look further down now, Bumcrack in the respawn car running a little bit wide. That opens up the door for Mario to potentially make a move into the Redfish chicane. That gap under 2.5 tenths now. As we see 2 moves in the background here going on. 3 moves. We see Black Friday make the move on Kaizen. We see Mario down the inside of Bumcrack, and just behind them we see Nico down the inside of Renegade to put himself into P7. A little bit of a lag spike there for the 2 drivers there. As everybody continues on. Mario ahead of Black Friday, but John has managed to make his way past Kaizen as well, and now John chucks it down the inside of Black Friday, gets the move done, gets it turned in, and great move from John. 2 moves in 2 quarters to get himself into the 2nd place. On a charge now for the lead. FAF just 2.8 seconds up the road. So we have a look at the Next Level Racing action replay at that move from John into the De La Roja chicane. Very opportunistic, just threw it down the inside of Black Friday, the CP car, to move himself into P2 there. As we have a look at the lower order now, it's a bit of a scrap between these bottom 5, as things have really closed up. Boybegum, who is in last place at the moment, should be able to get the move done on Carbon Boy, as Carbon Boy has a half-second penalty there in the doghouse car. Remember, it is reverse grid for these guys, so if you finish last, you start first. It's the opposite of the Ricky Bobby saying. But we'll have a look. Back up front, we see Black Friday holding on to P3 over Kaizen once again, as John has made a bit of a charge. He's pulled a couple of tenths gap over the cars behind, but FAF on an even further charge pulls a couple of extra tenths on John through the second half of that lap there, and it extends that gap to out over 3 seconds at the moment. As we see Mario holding on to P5 at the moment, looking to get involved in this front 3-5, or front 4 I should say, as they come around the Curva Grande for the 4th time, as they're just past the quarterway mark through this race. So there should be about 11 or 12 laps in this one, so interesting to see how these guys... Oh, as we see a very opportunistic move from, I think that was DP Mario. I think he was defending from bum crack, but it looked like he chucked it down the inside, but managed to hold off for now. Oh wait, no, we have two Black Rose cars on the grid. So I think that was the move that Killer was trying to put on Renegade. Yeah, it was Killer on the loose, getting himself up into P8 over Renegade. Got confused between the cars there because they are the same livery. So we have 2 Penrite cars on the grid today. Didn't even know that. But Killer on the loose. That being said, he has a 1.5 second penalty that he will have to serve in a moment's time. As he serves that penalty, let's see how much that
penalty
hurts him.
did you say?
What?
How big of a penalty did you say?
1.5 seconds.
Oof, he has been naughty.
I think it all came from the De La Roja chicane. It looked like he cut the inside initially, which is a 1 second penalty, and the exit, which is another half second. So unfortunate for Killer on the loose there. But as it stands, John, he's closed that gap by another couple of tenths to FAF. It's now sitting at 2.9 seconds. I'm struggling to read that number there. Maybe I need some glasses. But also John on that last lap setting a quickest lap of the race. And with that lap, that would have been good enough for P2. Just saying.
Ooh. Killer on the loose has pulled a move on Renegade into turn 1 and made it stick.
He has indeed, but Renegade has dropped down to P11. So, disaster for Renegade, who started in P6, I believe, and he's, lost 5 positions after that very strong qualifying. But looking further down the order, we see Boybegum and Carbon Boy battling it for last place here. Come on, Carbon Boy, you got to be doing better than that.
This is my master strategy for race 2, mate.
Okay.
That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
As the gap between John and FAF down to just 2.5 seconds, PLA Black Friday has a half-second penalty to his name for being a bit naughty with the track limits. Kaizen will re-overtake Black Friday here, finally get that move done on the CP car. It's going to be tight, actually, into Albert. He pulls out, tries around the outside, but no, Black Friday is able to hold the position, but Kaizen, has he got enough alongside to try and wrap it around? That's a very tight battle that we're seeing here between these two. It's going to be a drag race down into the Redifio chicane, bumping panels down the front straight, the pit straight, these guys. But it looks like Black Friday has just enough legs to hold in front of Kaizen here into the braking zone of turn 1 and 2. The Redifio chicane. Kaizen tries to stick his nose in, but that door closes quicker than he can slot his nose into it. And Black Friday holds that position into the first turn. We'll catch that one again on the Next Level Racing action replay down into the Redfield chicane. Brilliant battling side by side, wheel to wheel between these two guys who have proven so far this season they can battle it out in the Genesis cars, the Genesis GT3 community cars. Of course, Black Friday getting a call up to the main game midway through the season for Red Mist. And now he's back here where it all began in the Community Series, battling it out with another one of the Community Series heavyweights in Kaizen. Mario starting to join the mix as well. He's 1.1 seconds behind Kaizen. That gap now under a second, close to under a second. That's going to be crucial. As soon as he gets in within that slipstream range, that's when that gap is going to start coming down between those two. Out to 1.2 now. DP Mario trying to compromise his entry to get the maximum exit. And will just slot in behind these two on track. That's going to be a spicy battle that forms in a couple of laps' time, I reckon. Just monitoring this gap back up the front of the race. John manages to close that gap back up to 2.2 seconds as FAF not willing to let die. He sets the fastest lap that is immediately improved by John. A 47.2. I believe that's the pole time. Very, very rapid for these two guys. Looking a little further down the order, we see Nico on the back of Bumcrack sizing up a move into the Redfield chicane. Oh, as we see actually somebody sizing up a move, we see Levenspiel on Morgan Davey. But Morgan holding true. He's going to try and hold it around the outside of the Curve Grande. This is going to be a massive battle we're seeing shaping up here between these two drivers, Morgan from Division 1 and Levenspiel of Division 3, not giving him any room on the inside line, but Morgan is going to try and outbrake him. No. Manages to hold his line, decides to just settle in as we see Nico. He's had a moment on the exit of the De La Rocha chicane, and he will lose the position to both of those guys down into P9 now. Oh, huge moment for Nico as he goes off track between the Lesmos. He'll fall all the way back down to 11th position there. That is disaster for Nico in the Obsession Motorsports car, but potentially playing into the strategy of the reverse grid, as at this stage he would be starting P3, as he might even get another move stuck on him from Boybegum there, but Boybegum, as he goes off track, completely misjudges the braking point and ends up in the gravel trap at the Ascari chicane. Will lose that position to Boybegum, but he will not lose the position to
If he wants pole position for race 2, he's going to have to beat my effort of absolutely bidding it at Ascari and then having to serve a 1 second penalty. that put me 20 seconds off the back of Boybegum. So as I've nearly done the exact same thing again.
How's this for consistency from John? He's set 2 lap times, and on that last lap went quicker again by 1,000th of a second. Truly incredible stuff from John as he puts that gap to FAF under 2 seconds now. As we have a look on the Next Level Racing action replay at what happened with Nico there into the Ascari chicane. He was under a lot of pressure from Boybegum, who showed the nose, and then it looked like he just had those dirty tyres and understeer, straight on into the gravel trap. Unfortunate for the Obsession driver there, as not great. Definitely not what you want at this stage of a race. Not at all. As John, he's keeping that gap at about 1.8 seconds. It seems the Ascari chicane is where he really gains most of his time on FAF, as we see that gap absolutely coming down. He lost like 2/10 there, FAF. So we'll have a look on the Next Level Racing action replay of what happened at the De La Rocha chicane and the Lesmos for Nico, as he lost the position to Levenspiel and Morgan, and then just onto the AstroTurf. It's dangerous there at the first Lesmo, and easy to do that as he drops all the way down to P12, looking to try and gain a couple of positions back in the final 5 minutes of this race Should be another 3 laps as the 9th lap starting now for the leaders as FAF's had a mare. He's made a bit of a mistake there, and John has closed up that gap to 8/10. John has set another blistering 47.4, while FAF into the 48s on that last lap. So terrible lap for FAF, and now with John in the slipstream range, this is danger signs for the Hoon Corp driver. As we look further down, is John's purple as well. Kaizen manages to, something's happened to Black Friday here. He's lost a couple of positions. Kaizen has gone through, and so has DP Mario. The first of the Black Rose cars, the Penrite cars, up into P4 there. So, yeah, something's happened to Black Friday, and DP Mario and Kaizen able to go through P3 and P4 respectively for those guys. But yeah, Black Friday, it looks like this isn't the end of the argument. He wants another say in this, as he's got the run down towards Ascari out of the second Lesmo. Is he going to show the nose? Yes, he does. A bit of overlap there. 100-meter board, slam on the brakes, gets it through. A little bit of contact. It looked like DP Mario tried to close the door on a car that was already... a little bit of contact between the two there. A little bit of rubbing. But Black Friday goes through, and Mario, he's not one to give up a fight either, as he's right up behind Black Friday, as he goes for the strategy of just pushing Black Friday on this occasion. Hopefully looking for a podium. I think that's the ultimate goal for DP Mario here. If he can get onto the podium, his key to getting there is to push Black Friday there and take him while he can. Although he's running out of time here, 3 minutes 30 left on the clock. That should be enough for another 2 laps. Into the braking zone now. As we have a look back up front, that gap between John and FAF, it's 1 second on the dot between these two. As, yeah, John's had a bit of a mare on that last lap as well. FAF able to open up that gap by an extra 4/10 on that last lap, as John purple into the De La Roggia chicane. Having a look back at this battle between Mario, Black Friday, and Kaizen, who is not far up the road either. A huge moment for Friday. And Mario is going to get the move done there on the exit of De La Roggia. So easy to do. We've seen it happen so many times tonight, as these guys wheel to wheel. Brilliant racing from these guys, but Mario just going to have to settle for P5 for the moment. Through the second Lesmo on the power, down towards the run onto Ascari. And will Mario go for the move? No, he's just going to sit behind for now. A little bit of a nose show, but Mario thinks better of it there. These guys, it's important not to battle too much, because Kaizen is starting to get away. That gap at 2.4 seconds now. It's gone up a second over the last lap alone. So I think with 2 minutes left on the clock, I think it's safe to say that they've let Kaizen get too far away. But these guys, the scrap is going to continue. A little bit of lag spike there, actually. It looked like they both went off track for a brief period. As it's going to be tight whether these guys get another 2 laps. It's going to be very tight. I think FAF and John are going to get that 1 more lap, but what's the fuel looking like for these guys is the big question. Have they been saving? Have they been predicting that 12th lap? We'll have to wait and see, as these guys sitting at 6/10 apart at the moment. And Kaizen, 5 seconds down the road, 2.6 seconds, the gap between Kaizen and Mario, as Mario has made his way past Black Friday. But Black Friday isn't going to give it up that easy. We saw it on the last lap. These guys still going to scrap away through the De La Roggia chicane. We see a cleaner exit from Black Friday on that occasion. Can't quite get the momentum to get the move done on Mario into the first Lesmo. On the power, down towards the second Lesmo now. Clean from the 2 of them. On the power, down towards Ascari now. Slipstream all the way down the 1.6 kilometer stretch down towards the Ascari chicane. Is Black Friday able to get the move done? No, he's sensible about it. Not too sure whether this is the final lap for these two. So Black Friday trying to wait for a move, hopefully trying to send it into the Albert corner, but he has a terrible exit. That gap still going up. It's 4.5 tenths. There's 20 seconds left. Looking at the lap times, it's going to be tight for these guys. I think they're going to get another lap. It's going to be very, very close. Through Albert for potentially the final time. It's not too late to figure. Well, it's undecided yet, as FAF, John, and Kaizen go around again. But are they going to make it? They will make it. They're on one more revolution. It'll be Levenspiel who will finish the race. First, Morgan Davey will take 7th. Bumcrack will finish 8th. It's neck and neck with Renegade for the line. Kieran Loose in 10th. Boy Begum in 11th. Nico will take 12th. And Carbon Boy will be starting on pole position for race number 2. But as it stands, it's not over for these guys yet. For the 5 that are still going on track, FAF and John still battling at it. That gap down to an all-time low, sitting at 6 tenths. Kaizen well and truly in the clear, but Black Friday finds his way back in front of Mario here. And into the first Lesmo as Carbon Boy crosses the line. Have you crossed the line? No, you're waiting for me again. Okay, Carbon Boy, cross it. You're on stream, go. As we see John down the inside of FAF. Gets it done. What a move from John in the dying stages of this race. What a move from John, but he has to defend for one more corner. This race isn't decided just yet as they barrel down towards the Albert for the final time. Is FAF going to chuck it out the inside? No, he can't. It's going to be in vain as John is going to take race number 1 here at Monza in the Sector 1 Community Series. As he crosses the line, brilliant stuff for John. FAF takes P2. Kaizen will come home P3. And Black Project, he's managed to put a gap of 4 and 5. No! Black Friday, oh no, Mario's out of fuel. As Black Friday finishes 4th. And Mario, he will slowly crawl towards the start-finish line, limited at that 80 Ks.
Thankfully, with all the other drivers behind him having not run that extra lap, he is guaranteed that P5.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that was an entertaining 12 laps, I'll tell you that. So, what are your thoughts on that one, Carbon Boy?
Not going to lie, that's not my finest effort. That was terrible, actually, on my behalf. Fantastic driving from everyone else. Yours truly, yeah, not so much.
As we have a look at the official race results for that one, John 27 TCT finishes in P1 and takes the Gokanga fastest lap as well with a 47.2, a whopping... Oh! We've missed that. Kaizen finished ahead of FAF. Did FAF run out of fuel? Oh dear. Oh, we have completely missed that. Oh, wow. Okay. So, Kaizen finishes P2 and FAF completes the podium. After having the lead on the final lap, he drops to P3. Black Friday comes out ahead of DP Mario after their scrap after Mario ran out of fuel. Levenspiel in P6, Morgan P7, Bumcrack 8th. We see Renegade in 9th, Kid on the Loose 10th, Boy Begum 11th, Nico 12th, and Carbon Boy in P13. So, don't go away just yet, guys, as the action, we're only halfway through. We have another 20-minute race coming right up. As we say hello to everybody in chat. Once again, we see the branching chat. Hello, thanks for joining us tonight. Izuzu, Brian's there as well. We see Greeny in chat. FAF, yeah, we know FAF. You almost had enough fuel to get across the line, but not quite. Unfortunate there. So how are we going with our reverse grid at the moment, Carbon Boy?
Alright, just loading up the next lot of lobby settings for race 2, waiting for all drivers to tick in, and then I can set the grid.
Yeah, that. No, I don't think anybody even realized. I thought FAF had enough to get across the line, but apparently not. So Kaizen finishes P2 there. Definitely interesting. I mean, if that's the drama we get from a race number 1, I want to see a race number 2. That's for sure. Wowee, brilliant stuff to watch.
All right, one of our drivers does need a toilet break, so as long as he ticks in, I will be a happy camper.
As
so I can set the grid.
Waiting on
John again.
Spiel and Killer on the loose. Getting a bit tired, eh?
Are we keeping you up, young fella?
Yeah, it's past my bedtime.
All right, John's in. Just waiting on Levin, Spiel, and Killer to tick in, so I can set the grid manually.
Yeah, I might just take the time to mention if you're joining us tonight, you might as well join us for our awards night, which will be on the 5th of November, which is a week and a bit's time. We'll have, if you haven't, or once the registration opens for that, we have some fun races that you can get involved in. I believe it might be open already. I'm not too sure, but we'll have those races up. We'll have some fun races on stream. Everybody can have a fun time. It'll be lots of laughs, lots of banters. The awards nights are always one of the best nights of the season. So, yeah, make sure to tune in for that. That's Sunday, the 5th of November. Looking forward to the racing and banter that we always have. Last season, I think, one of the best, most fun nights I've ever had in Sector 1. So, and if you're lucky, you might even get a call up to the comms box as well. Last season, I think we had 11 or 12 people in the comms box, so that was a worldie of a night.
It was a bit of a party in there. It was a little bit cramped, but we made it work.
And towards the end, there was it was starting to get a little bit off the handle, so we had to cut it short, unfortunately. But yeah, always a fun night, the awards nights. So yeah, and for those of you who are in the main game and are watching along tonight, make sure to get your Sector 1 Awards Night submissions in, both the main awards, the main 5 awards that we always give out, and we also have a very special new awards section that has just launched. It's the small awards, or the extra awards. It's for commemorating the on-track maneuvers and battles that we've seen throughout the season. So the awards that we have for that is the Save of the Season, Battle of the Season, Overtake of the Season, and Drive of the Season. So make sure to, there's a form in the announcements channel. Make sure to head over there and put in your award submissions for both the main awards and the small awards. So yeah,
we are good to go whenever you are.
No worries. I think you hit that big orange button for the last time this season, Carbon Boy.
It won't be the last time. You'll have me again for the awards nights.
I know, but being in a comms box with that many people, you're pretty much guaranteed to never have that button looking orange. I think it's going to be the last time you will see that button orange.
It will be orange, and I will die on this hill.
You're going to fight to the death. As these guys on the grid and waiting here at Monza. As the light sequence has begun. 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Revs rising. They are out and racing here at Monza, the Templar Speed, race number 2 in the Sector 1 Community Series. So these guys barrel down towards the first turn. Terrible start for the Obsession car, losing a bunch of positions as they're 3-4 wide in the background. Oh, huge contact! Oh, manages to hold on to it there. The Red Mist car, a little bit of chopping and changing. Constantina effect. We're seeing Morgan Davey off the track, but he is the only car off the track, so these guys will continue on. But as it stands, Carbon Boy has made a massive jump from the rest of the pack. Nico holding on to P2 here. Overkiller on the loose as we see Boybegum into P4. Renegade under a lot of pressure from DP Mario. Oh! Little bit of contact. Nico runs wide into the chicane, loses the position. 2 killer on the loose, and now he's getting absolutely swamped by the cars behind. P4 could even be P5. They're 2-4 wide into bloody what's it called? I forget the call. I can say that word now. It's past 9 o'clock. Yes. Can't call them something else though. As they head down towards Ascari. As Carbon Boy holding on to the lead of the race, 1.6 seconds over the rest of the pack. Killer on the loose in P2. Boybegum holds on to P3 and Nico into P4. Renegade at P5, Mario 6th, John 7th, FAF 8th, Levenspiel 9th, Bumcrack 10th, Kaizen 11th, Black Friday 12th, and Morgan 13th, who is right into the mix here, looking at 4 positions ahead of him. This is the drama that the reverse grid throws up. As that gap to Carbon Boy halved in just a couple of corners. Carbon Boy's had a mare at Ascari.
Negative. That was a half-second penalty. I picked up the Della Roggia coming into effect.
Oh, okay. As these guys barrel down, we see Nico under pressure from Renegade and John under pressure from Mario. As Nico tries to hold the inside line on Renegade, can get that done. Oh, as we hear a lot of tyre squeals in the background. Oh! As we see, that's the Red Mist car of Levenspiel getting reset after running deep into the first turn there. The Redfield chicane, I should say. As, yeah, these front 3 have taken off from Nico and Renegade behind. John already into P6 with DP Mario sitting just shy of his car. As we see a move, John, massive moment. Mario through down the inside of John. No, John sweeps around the outside at the Lesmos. Side by side, these guys managing to hold on to it for now. But Mario will go through on John. What a move from Mario. It took him 2.5 corners to complete it. But John isn't giving up just yet. Waiting for that inside line to open up on Mario. He dives down the inside. No, he just shows the nose. But he does dive down the inside. Now, can't quite have the legs to get it done. Side by side, this battle's still raging on. As these guys side by side through Ascari. What a battle. John goes through. As Mario looking to try and get a move back on him. But we see FAF waiting in the wings. Anything can happen here. These 3 absolutely battling it out. As we see FAF around the outside. They're 3 wide into Albert. What a battle. Oh, as John's lost it. As he loses a bunch of positions. Absolutely dies there through Albert. And these guys are 3 wide down the main straight. This is absolutely terrific racing that we're witnessing here in the Sector 1 Community Series. As we see Nico under a lot of pressure from Renegade. Once again, Renegade has the inside line now. And will chuck it down the inside. And get that move done on Nico. Oh my god, they're 2 by 2 in the background there. Throw! Morgan gets turned by the CP car. Oh dear, as we see a redress from, I believe, who is the driver of that CP car, Black Friday. As, yeah, that was a bit how you're going in the background there. But, wow, we have so many replays to catch up on, because in that second lap, everything hit the fan. As we see Renegade through on Nico. Yes, we saw that, and now Nico under a lot of pressure from the other Black Rose car of DP Mario. Gets it down the inside into the first. No, he doesn't. I'm seeing things. As they come through the second Lesmo now. Let's have a look at the Next Level Racing action replay at what happened into the first turn. No, this is Albert. These guys are 3 wide when yeah, John lost it and lost a bunch of positions there, promoting Mario and FAF up a position there. And yeah, so much action on that opening lap. Like, that is just magnificent from these guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen in the YouTube chat, place your bets on what lap does Carbon Boy absolutely bin it.
So we have a look to this battle side by side between... Oh, wait, no, that's last race. I apologize, guys. Having a look at replays from the race before. Okay, here we are. that battle between Nico and Renegade, and then we saw Levenspiel making a little bit of contact with Kaizen there, getting reset slightly, losing a bunch of positions as well. As Boybegum and Killer on the Loose are in a massive battle here for P2 on track. Will Boybegum get the move done on Renegade, on Killer on the Loose? He peels to the inside, chucks it down the inside. No, has to back out, being second of it. As here we see John and Mario going side by side through the Lesmos. And what a battle this was, as Mario eventually gets that move pulled off after 2.5 corners. Brilliant stuff from Mario. As we see Boybegum, he has the run on Killer on the Loose now. He's going to go around the outside at Ascari. Is he able to get this move done? No, he has to back out once again, looking for the move potentially into Albert. And on the power, gets the run. As we see Nico with a 1 second penalty. That's going to drop him behind the leaders from last race. It will, as he slots in between there, just behind Kaizen, as I believe Killer on the Loose had a penalty or something. What's happened to Killer on the Loose? He's dropped all the way down to 8th position. Oh dear, that is disaster for Killer on the Loose. But that means that Boybegum is into P2, and Renegade pressuring for P2 now as he chucks it down the inside. Can he get it done into the first turn? Yes, he can. Well and truly, he's a full car length in front even before the braking zone. As we see side-by-side action between Mario and John, Kaizen getting involved. John still has overlap on Mario. This is incredible battling we're seeing here as well between these guys, as John tries to hold it down the inside of Curva Grande, but that inside line is going to become the outside as they get to De La Roggia. And now Mario gets his car in the inside of John, and now John, he's under pressure. Oh, as we see Nico off into the gravel at De La Roggia. Not too sure what's happened there, but he is way off in the weeds as he will drop to last place on track, unfortunately. But wow, so as it stands, Carbon Boy 5 seconds ahead of Renegade in P2. Absolutely spectacular
Again,
stuff.
YouTube chat, fire in. What lap do I pin it?
So we have a look back to this battle between John and... oh wait, no, that's the wrong replay. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We have already had a look at that. I'm getting mixed up between my replays tonight because there's just so many of them. We have a look at the De La Roggia. No, that's the wrong one again. Hang on, I think my thing's broken. I think the Next Level Racing Action replay is broken, guys. Okay. Here we are. This is the correct replay. Third time of asking. As Boybegum and Renegade battling it out in the bottom corner. But we see John unable to hold that position from DP Mario. And, oh, it looks like there was a little bit of contact between Killer on the Loose and Nico, potentially. And, yeah, unfortunately, Nico drops to the back of the field. But Renegade under a lot of pressure from Boybegum. Boybegum thinks twice about it. Holds off for now as we see 5 cars in the space of just 1 corner. Spectacular racing as that gap to Carbon Boy out to 5.5 seconds. Now the question starts to come into question. It's 10 minutes left halfway through this race. And we still have a Division 4 driver in P2, but not for much longer as Boybegum wants to argue that fact. As they come through De La Roggia for the 6th time. And into the Lesmos now. These cars behind, we're about to see 9 cars in the space of 1 corner. These guys are closing up. We're seeing 5 cars, and that sort of battle pack that is 5 cars is starting to merge with those 2 behind them, and then behind them we have a massive battle pack forming. And even then we see Bumcrack, who is not that far behind, who has Nico in pursuit, which Kaizen, something's happened to Kaizen. Kaizen has been facing the wrong way at some stage and is now in last place. 5 seconds off the back of Nico. So we see Carbon Boy, that gap starting to close up between Renegade there. 4.7 the gap. Bit of a mistake there, Carbon Boy.
Yeah, a few minor butt pucker moments, but it's all good. Nothing I can't handle.
As Boybagum loses the position to DP Mario, but he's going to try and chuck a move down on the inside. They're going to go 3 wide. John down the inside of Boybagum as well. This leaves the leaders from last race unrestrained to go at it. Go like the clappers as they come into the braking zone. Boybagum holds the outside line on John, and it will slot himself into 4th position still, holding onto that position crucially from John. But Mario has been released. He's got eyes for the Division 4 driver, Renegade, one of the best in the category. As they head down through Curva Grande into De La Roggia. And John has the outside line. Can he get the move done on Boybagum? Yes, he can. Sweeps around the outside, but he runs deep. And now Boybagum gets the switchback on John. And he will slot himself in back up into P4. Not letting it die just yet, though, John. He tries to sweep around the outside. Can get it done. He loves that move, John does. And into the second Lesmo.
If Boybagum and Renegade could hold up John and Mario for a couple more laps, that would be greatly appreciated.
Well, I think your only hope at this point is Renegade, who has given up slipstream to Mario at the moment. 9/10 gap between the two of them. It's a 4.7 gap to the leader, Carbon Boy. This is going to be a tight finish.
Yeah, look, there goes about a second right there. It was a little bit of a wide exit from Ascari from myself. Thankfully managed to keep the car pointed in the right direction, but it was a close call for a couple of moments there.
So we see side-by-side action between John and Boybagum on the Next Level Racing action replay. Awesome stuff between them. That gap between Mario and Renegade down to just 6/10 as this battle pack, you see them all the way down that main straight. Absolutely incredible scenes we're seeing at Monza. This is the drama that the reverse grid throws up. Absolutely love to see it. As we have a look back up, the gap between Renegade and Mario. Renegade doesn't have the greatest exits. And now Renegade will potentially lose that position to Mario, who gets around the outside at the Curva Grande. And he's going to be down the inside into the De La Roggia chicane, late on the brakes for DP Mario. Gets it turned in. And now slots himself up into P2. 6 minutes remain. It's a 4/10 gap to Carbon Boy. This one is going to come down to... Yeah, 4 seconds. That's what I meant. This one is going to absolutely come down to the wire. And these guys can't fight for too long, because if they keep up this fighting, Carbon Boy is just going to get further and further away as the laps tick on. Morgan Davey with the fastest lap as well, with a 47.7, as we see side-by-side action between Renegade and John. John, around the outside, sweeps through, gets that move done on Renegade. Up into P3. Brilliant move from John, late braking into Ascari, gets that done as they come into Albert now, and it looks like John, he's under pressure from Renegade, but Renegade has to concede the position. He didn't have the grip on the outside, but John has another moment. Oh, there's contact. Renegade gets shoved out wide, but John will potentially lose that position. It's 1/10. It's going to be a drag race down towards the Redifio chicane. That was huge drama for John. He almost lost it for the second time this race. Goes very defensive as Renegade will have to go the long way around if he wants to get that move done. He brakes very late. Has that inside line. He does have that inside line. Renegade can't quite get the move though. Has to settle for P4. But now that brings Boybagum into the question. Boybagum potentially looking at another move on Renegade for the 5th time asking this race. As we have a look at the Parabolica, a little bit of a moment from John and just a little bit of contact with Renegade. As we cut back to live, having a look here, and John still battling for his life from Renegade. Renegade sweeps it around the outside, but the room isn't there. And now Boybegum down the inside of Renegade into the second Lesmo. Absolutely incredible racing we're seeing here. They're side by side on the run down to Ascari. Brilliant racing. You love to see it. On the replay once again, you can see the live box down the bottom corner so you don't miss the action. And oh, it looks like Renegade tries to hold that inside line but can't quite do it. And he's going to have to concede. Now Morgan gets through on the inside, outside as well. And now Morgan's going to get that slipstream and it's going to slide on through on Renegade as well. The action just doesn't stop. Holy moly. And now Morgan, 2 moves in 2 corners potentially. He can't quite get alongside Boybegum, but he can because Boybegum runs wide, compromises his exit, and Morgan's through. Up into P4 now. And Renegade is going to try and move as well potentially on Boybegum. They might even go 3 wide into the first turn. Let's see how it plays out here. Little bit of a flash of the lights from Boybegum. And they're 2 wide. Renegade down the inside of Boybegum. What a move. This is spectacular racing. Oh my goodness. Absolutely spectacular. Uses the compromise braking of Boybegum from Morgan and just fires it down the inside. This is a brilliant race we're having here. As we have a look back up front to monitor that gap, it's 2.6 seconds with 2.5 laps remaining. Let's just see how this plays out, but we can't leave the action for too long as Morgan, Renegade and Boybegum are still going at it. And Levenspiel, who was facing almost backwards on the second lap, is now back in the mix for P6. Oh no! That's FAF! The third place sitter from last race into the wall. What's happened there? And he's picked up a 1 second penalty. He's on the racing line. Oh, gets off it just in time for Kaizen and Bumcrack to slide on through. But we'll try and catch that one. So what's happened there for FAF? He's just got all sorts of sideways on that AstroTurf. Loses it. And yeah, he's facing backwards into the fence between the Lesmos. Very easy to do that for FAF. And he also has a 1 second penalty to add insult to injury. As, oh, what's happened to DP Mario?
I think Mario had a bit of a moment at Ascari because that gap was down to about 2.3 seconds and then just spun out to 5 seconds plus very, very quickly.
Yeah, Mario, he's down to P4 under pressure from Boybegum, who will chuck a move on him into Redifio. John goes up into P2 with a 5 second gap. We see a move from PLE Black Friday in the background on Levenspiel as well, trying to catch all of this racing action. Boybegum down the inside, and then we have a look down the inside as well. Black Friday slides on through as well. This is incredible racing we're seeing. This is one of the best community races I have ever seen. Absolutely incredible stuff. As these guys are still going at it for the scraps or up and down the racetrack. Like, no matter the position, these guys are throwing everything they have at this race. And it's clean as well. Oh, as we see somebody running wide in the background, that was Killer on the Loose, but we see Levenspiel with a 1/2 second penalty in his pursuit for Black Friday. That's going to drop him about a second back, potentially into the grasp of Killer on the Loose. No, I don't think so. That's a 4 second gap. But as it stands, this is going to be the final lap. And John is 5 seconds astray of Carbon Boy. Yeah, this is going to be it. Carbon Boy's going to take this race in spectacular fashion.
Hey, don't jinx me here.
As there's 10 seconds left on the clock, and Carbon Boy's coming into Albert right now. This is going to be the final lap. This is going to be all she wrote. As they round the final quarter, Carbon Boy to take his second community race win of the season. Absolutely incredible. The second win for the Orange Wheels. P1 for Carbon Boy and Doghouse.
Wait.
John takes
Second.
P2, Morgan takes P3, Boybegum takes P4, Black Friday P5, Levenspiel P6, Killer on the Loose will take P7, Renegade P8, Kaizen in P9, Bumcrack in 10th, FAF, the stricken Hooncorp car will come home in P11, and Nico will round the final corner in P12. and P13 for DP Mario. After he's had another mare, actually. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but it's ended in a disaster for Mario, who was looking at a race win there. Holy moly.
That sounded fairly frantic, everything going on behind me.
Oh, I'm
Just
speechless. Oh,
mildly
wow.
terrified for the most of that race. I was hearing all the action going on behind me and figured it was only a matter of time before I was in the middle of it all, and thankfully that moment never came along.
My lips and tongue are numb. I didn't get a break for 20 minutes. Holy moly.
You did a solid effort there. And to be fair, it's challenging racing when you've got someone as enthusiastic and passionate in the comms box as yourself
Screaming
is just
in your
going
ear for 20
off,
minutes.
going off hammer and tog for 20 minutes.
As we have a look at the race results for race number 2, Carbon Boy, pole position to race win. In spectacular fashion, takes it by 4.7 seconds over John. And Morgan somehow has ended up on the podium after facing backwards at the first turn with the fastest lap. So huge congratulations to Morgan Davey. I think we missed most of his charge through the pack just because of the action that we had up and down the field. There was so much to look at, but only one camera, unfortunately. But Boy Begum, unlucky to miss out on the podium there, has to take P4. Black Friday, after towards the back of the pack for most of that race, he's fought through the field and ended up in P5, which is a massive effort from the CP driver. Levenspiel will take P6 in the Red Mist car, who was another driver who was facing backwards as well. And Killer on the Loose, P7 in the first of the two Penrite cars. Renegade in P8 after a valiant fight. Absolutely extraordinary fighting from Renegade. I mean, when we get to it, I think Renegade's going to take my driver of the day. Kaizen P9 in the Brocchio 5 car. Bumcrack in P10 in the Red Mist. FAF 11th in the Hooncorp car. Nico will take P12 for Obsession, and Mario in the other Penrite car will round out the pack. Could he have potentially run out of fuel again? I don't think so. I think what we were seeing is that he just had a bit of a moment. But yeah, that's how things line up. And holy moly. So, Chuck Your Driver of the Day nominations in the chats. We're seeing a lot of Carbon Boy nominations. Once again, deja vu.
Also, you did mention that was apparently my second community race win. I can't remember the first one.
Or was it a podium? I know you've had a podium.
I don't think I've ever won at a community race.
Oh, well now you have. From
Yay!
a zero-time Sector 1 race winner to a 2-time Sector 1 race winner in the matter of a week.
I'm going to throw my nomination for Driver of the Day for Renegade. For a Div 4 driver, please correct me if I'm wrong.
No,
for
he
a
is.
Div 4 driver, he was solidly punching well above his weight in that race. He held his own against some very, very fast Div 1 and Div 2 drivers. Yeah, held his own remarkably, from what I heard from you. So he is definitely my Driver of the Day nomination.
Yeah, my Driver of the Day nomination goes to Renegade. He held on to those podium places and was battling with some of the biggest names that we have ever seen in Sector 1. And yeah, to his credit, he held out for so long. Unfortunate that he finished so far down the order, because that does not credit that humongous drive that he just had, that's for sure. Yeah, but I think you have one Driver of the Day. There's a lot of Carbon Boy Driver of the Day nominations in there.
Oh, thank you very much, everybody.
Which I believe that's your third Community Series Driver of the Day nomination.
I'm not sure if the Driver of the Day is deserved after that race 1 effort. That was pretty terrible. But it's nice to see that I got all of that, the garbage driving out of the system.
I prefer the term strategic rather than shit.
Yeah, well, little from column A, little from column B.
Anyways,
that.
thanks for everybody for tuning in tonight for the Sector 1 Community Series. It was a lot of fun. Oh, love to see it. It was just spectacular racing. I mean, that's why we hold these events, the Sector 1 Community Series, to see people from all walks of Gran Turismo, from people all around the world tuning in and racing and just giving it their all for no real reason, really. Just throwing the kitchen sink at everybody else, keeping things clean, and spectacular to watch. It's just a spectacle that you'll never get in the main game. That's for sure. But yeah, thanks for everybody coming out today. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to smash that like button. I had my spiel about it earlier. And yeah, come along next Sunday, not this Sunday, next Sunday at the 5th of November for the awards night. That'll be a bucket load of fun. Always is. Gotta love the awards night. And so
looking forward to that.
Yeah, couple of races, lots of banter, and we crown some champions. And yeah, we actually, we're going to be having some awards voted for on the night as well in the form of the short awards. So yeah, bit of fun as well to get involved and vote for your best nominations for everything. So yeah, thanks for rocking up, everybody. That's everything I've got to say. Anything else to say before we sign it off, Carbon Boy?
Thank you to everyone who's tuned in to watch throughout the season, whether it be the main game or the community series. Your viewing is very much appreciated. And if you are interested in getting involved, please check out the link to our Sector 1 Discord in the video description. And please tune in again for the awards nights, as it is a very entertaining evening. There will be some racing, and there will be a lot of banter and a lot of laughs going on. And we do have some special guests who will be joining us here in the comms box.
That sounds like a good night to me. So that's Lenosis and Carbon Boy signing you off for the Season 7 Community Series events. It was a pleasure having you guys here with us all season. And we look forward to seeing you next season when we're back for Season 8, which all the information for that to be revealed on Sunday. So that's just an even bigger reason to tune in on the 5th of November for our awards night, because it means that everybody gets to find out what awesome stuff has been planned for next season. And I must say, planning Season 8, I'm real excited for it. It's something that Sector 1 has never done before. It's not really anything anyone's really seen in Australian Gran Turismo, Australian New Zealand Gran Turismo. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how things play out for our Season 8. So stay tuned for next Sunday. Sunday week is the correct terminology, I do believe.
Sunday the 5th of November.
Yes, that date, Sunday. Rock up. You'll find out all the information. Lots of laughs, lots of alcohol, lots of banter, lots of racing. What more can you ask?
Speaking of which, the beer fridge in the comms box is empty, so I suggest we exit and possibly go raid the Dadson garage for some.
I reckon Doghouse might have a couple going, to be honest. I mean, they might be celebrating the win.
Possibly. We'll wander down to pit lane, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of, you do need to return your car back to the Doghouse garage, so you might as well stop for a couple of beers while you're there.
What car? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, did you burn it?
What car? I don't know. I don't have a car.
All right, that's us signing it off for Season 7. Catch you guys.